Thank you for staying with us. And now we're going to review the papers. We're starting with The Nation. And the major headline here is, Obi's return to run in 2027 will kill PDP, says Wike. A comeback by him can't happen. Be wary of hypocrites, Minister cautioned Jonathan. And then NSA, Kaduna government knock El Rufai over payments to bandits claim. Don't drag national security institutions into partisan conflict. We also have federal government hails 6-year jail for terrorists Ekpa in Finland. Ex-IG Arase flown back from Morocco in coma. Tinubu reaffirms oath to serve fairly. FIRS seeks global action against cross-border tax crime. And we have Nigeria-Colombia targets aviation trade deals. And finally, President celebrates loyal deputy, dependable partner Shatima at 59. Who's got?
I have Solomon Arase again because okay. You know, it's still a few days after his passing, and so there's still words coming in to to praise and pay tribute to him. So this the renowned crime editor Dipo Kehinde was talking about how he died. He said he had gone to Rabat, Morocco for a wedding last week. At that wedding, pictures shared showed that he was healthy, hearty, had fun, laughed heartily with people around at the wedding. But they said he fell ill after a meal during the wedding, and from there he slipped into coma.
Wow.
He was brought into the country in coma, flown into the country in coma, and then he was like that. But he woke up, opened his eyes just a bit on Saturday, and so everybody felt things were getting back to normal. That short time, within 24 hours, when he opened his eyes, he passed. And so that was why his son announced the situation as a brief illness. And then, since then, it's been words and words of praise. According to the report, he was the immediate past chairman of the Police Service Commission, former IGP of the country. He died at Cedar Crest Hospital in Abuja. And his death came as a shock to everybody in the country. They also gave account that they're paying. He's from Edo. I didn't even know. I thought his name sounded different, but now they're paying condolence to the people, the family members, and the people of Edo State generally, and giving different accounts of his time as the police service chairman. His death, most said it was too sudden. Nation, I don't know how you are giving this report. You're saying one Obi, no first name, no but I don't know what the news editor did in this report at all. It just they played there. Then one Mustafa, who is supposed to be I don't know his office in the story, says it's deeply saddened. Talked about how optimistic he was at the time when his name was mentioned to head the Police Service Commission because of his character and everything. He said, I remember when President Buhari asked that he was served as Police Service Commission head. Then I was serving as special advisor and later as Minister of Police Affairs. And his name, of course, brought hope to most of them. National Human Rights Commission Secretary Tony Ojukwu also described him as a visionary leader, and
so I have Simon Ekpa here. According to the report, they said the end has come for him. This happened yesterday at Pajahim District Court in Finland, where they had sentenced him to 6 years in prison for terrorism offences. In a judgment delivered, the court found Ekpa guilty of inciting terrorism and participating in the activities of a terrorist group. According to Yale, which is a Finnish newspaper, the court said Ekpa had used a significant social media following to stoke tensions in the southeast between August 2021 and November 2024. In a unanimous ruling, the 3-member panel of judgment also stated that Ekpa was an influential member of a militant separatist movement whose goal was to actualize the carving out of Biafra state from Nigeria. They also noted that Ekpa had supplied certain groups with weapons, explosives, and ammunition through the network of contacts in the region, and he was also found to have encouraged his followers on social media platforms, especially X, to commit crimes in Nigeria. So they convicted him of aggravated tax fraud and violating the provisions of Attorneys Act. That's aside the Terrorism Act as well. And he says that they call him a self-acclaimed, disciple of Nnamdi Kanu, who is the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, and you know Kanu was extradited after a time and all of that. So this development now, they said, is causing a strain between the relationship IPOB and Ekpa. I think there was a time they split. So Ekpa was doing his own thing while IPOB was doing their own. And sometimes he will make a declaration and Nnamdi Kanu will say, I did not send you people to sit at home. You have to go back to work and all of that. So, but this is the judgment now. He's going to be arrested by law enforcement in Finland.
Okay. So Nigeria...
He's been sentenced.
Yeah, sentenced.
6 years.
So Nigeria and Colombia are working towards partnership in aviation, trade and cultural exchanges. These are the highlights of the bilateral meeting between Colombia Vice President Mrs. Marquez and Vice President Kashim Shettima in Abuja yesterday. The South American, who is on a 3-day visit to Nigeria, met with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in company of Shettima after their meeting. The president assured the Colombian leader that he would implement the agreements that were reached at her meeting with the vice president. Mrs. Marquez described Nigeria as the land of her ancestors, expressing delight at leading Colombia's delegation on this landmark visit. She identified aviation, visa facilitation, political consultations and cultural exchanges and trade as priority areas for partnership with Nigeria. And the president is trying to say that, you know, they're trying to duplicate, you know, the type of bilateral agreement and partnership they now have with Brazil, and they're also trying to, yes, do that with Colombia.
South
and I think that's
American
a good thing because it opens up a lot of trade investments opportunities for the country.
Yes, let me take this story. So former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai has come under attack for alleging that the government of Kaduna State has been engaging in appeasement of bandits. So according to him, hefty sums are being paid to bandits to keep them at peace. But we have the Office of the National Security Advisor and Kaduna State government who have chided him for making wild claims. They cautioned against stoking violence in Kaduna State. They said that that's the ONSA, that's the Office of the National Security Advisor, and Kaduna State said that El-Rufai is politicizing the security challenge in the country instead of seeing it as a collective struggle. They dismissed the former governor's allegation as not only baseless but provocative and manipulative. The ONSA says that government agency under this administration has never engaged in ransom payments or inducements to criminals. It says from inception, this government adopted a dual strategy: decisive kinetic operations alongside community engagements aimed at addressing local grievances. The result is evident in areas such as Igabi, Birningwari, Giwa, and other parts of Kaduna State that once suffered untold terror but now experiencing relative peace. You know, the office goes on, you know, to name different areas that are now free from terrorist attacks, and also a few of the kingpins that have been apprehended recently. And it says it's really quite unfair on the security personnel that are, you know, working
putting
so
their
hard.
lives at risk.
Yes, and putting their lives at risk. So that's okay. Let's look at the Punch. Okay. Before we take the Punch, let's go on a short break. I'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thank you for staying with us. So before we continue with the newspaper review, we will be cutting off to join a live broadcast, the Micro Enterprise Support Initiative. Viewers can continue to watch Your View by scanning the QR code on the screen. And let's continue. So we're looking at the Punch. Major headline: federal government may seek Ekpa's repatriation after Finland's 6-year jail term. We've taken that. Strike threat: resident doctors give federal government 10-day ultimatum. 60-year-old man arrested for raping Lagos lady. Oyetola blames wooden boats as accidents claim 92 lives. Nigerian embassies hit by unpaid rent, salary arrears. And we have PDP obedience tackle Wike over Jonathan Obi. Dangote fuel exports surge amid foreign refineries shut down. And we have $600 million monthly diaspora remittances, proof of reforms according to the federal government.
Okay, so let me go with Oyetola. So the Minister of Marine and Blue Economy, Adegboyega Oyetola. My apologies. Adegboyega Oyetola was speaking on Sunday. I made a statement about the 92 passengers that reportedly lost their lives in boat accidents in Nigeria between January and August 2025. And the Punch then took this analysis. He blamed it completely on wooden boats. He says they should phase out wooden boats completely in all our water travels, and that, you know, because they are responsible for most of the deaths that we've had. And so Punch took the report and did an analysis from between January to August, and it says in Bonny Island, a boat capsized, a wooden boat.
Okay.
Capsized, 3 people were dead. In May 15, Niger River border in Gbajibo, Mudi area of Kwara State, same thing. August 17th in Sokoto, Goroyo Market, a boat carrying over 50 passengers capsized. 2 days after, it was reported that 25 passengers were still missing. You know, same issue. And that over the weekend, the National Inland Waterways Authority confirmed another fatal boat mishap in the Jaranya River in Shagari local government area of Sokoto State, and the boss of Niwa, Sokoto's Mr. Balabelo, told the news agency that 2 persons were dead while 9 survivors were rescued. Same incidences. So I think now we should even open up more for waterways travel and investors to look in. Let's, you know, sanitize that whole area. Transportation on the waterways. No, even at our area, we have speedboats. We also have.
Is it the boats that is the issue?
We also have.
I want to say,
we just load the. No, now.
Let me.
So overloading the boats is easier on the way we build our wooden boats. It's like a motorway.
Oh, okay.
So if you have those speedboats, they have seats. They come with them. They have, you know, they're marked for the number of passengers they can carry.
And maybe,
but you see the wooden boat, everybody just sit down, 3, 4, 4.
So I'm a bit confused because I thought all boats, ships, and everything were built
with wood. No, they're
not
metal
anymore.
boats.
Those days of Noah and
which
Noah? So we still have those old transport systems. My point really is, let's not leave it to, you know, the locals the way we've left it. We can open it or make it more beautiful and let more investors come in.
True.
So there will be more safety rules there.
So the Lagos State Police Command Gender Unit has arrested a 60-year-old Mungo Park man, Ajayi Femi, for allegedly raping a 24-year-old lady. Yes. So the spokesperson for the command, Mr. Benjamin, has stated that investigation revealed that the suspect allegedly spiked the survivor's drink, rendering her unconscious before having unlawful sexual intercourse with her.
Wow.
This incident took place on August 22nd and was reported by the victim's sister to the police in the station. Before this issue was now transferred to gender unit of the command. They also said that medical examinations conducted by the gender unit corroborated the survivor's account, while the suspect reportedly confessed to the crime during interrogation. And they said that he's been since remanded in prison custody until the next adjourned date, and that this is becoming a frequent occurrence because they recently, just some weeks ago, they arrested a 45-year-old man in a cartoon for allegedly raping a 15-year-old girl.
Hey.
What did they see for this small girl's body? And that, you know, that incident, which attracted widespread outrage, has reignited calls from right activists for stiffer penalties against sex offenders. They need to be cutting their something so that
45-year-old, that one is pedophilia.
Which country was that just approved cutting?
That's the country that just here is castrating. Yes.
Well, a 60-year-old man, what is he doing spiking a young lady at 60?
A drink,
Is that who else?
Yeah, I have a story here. So the federal government has admitted to mounting financial and operational difficulties across Nigeria's diplomatic and consular missions abroad, blaming budgetary shortfalls and foreign exchange policy changes for the strain. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs made the admission yesterday in a statement by spokesperson Kimi Ebienfa, and they have acknowledged that the challenges had disrupted the smooth functioning of several missions, leading to delays in the payment of salaries for locally recruited staff allowances for home-based officers and rents owed to landlords and service providers in the different countries. So the ministry is not, according to them, said they are not unaware of the restrictions that financial limitations have been placed on running the mission smoothly. They also understand the inability to pay salaries and locally recruit staff. You know, they have financial obligations to service providers. They have rents to pay to landlords. The foreign service allowance to home-based officers are also not coming in. So they said the situation, they understand the situation, but it only mirrors, you know, broader economic realities that's affecting the country as a whole. The ministry noted that the inadequate funding over the years had significantly undermined the capacity of missions to perform their core diplomatic duties. And they said it's pertinent to state, however, that the Nigerian diplomatic missions are not immune to the economic situations at home and its attendant challenges to government operations. So, long story short, what they are saying is because of the harsh economic realities, they are not able to cater to our missions abroad. Many people abroad complain on how sometimes they don't have missions. They need somebody to report any incident to. They don't know where to find them there. And when they have those houses, those places, offices are dilapidated, no staff. Yes. So I think we should channel some, I don't know, amount of money.
Was not having mission or even being embarrassed by not paying mission.
We should get stalls. On to the next. Daily Sun. Wike stands against Jonathan Obi in PDP. We've taken that. Federal government reaffirms commitment to robust international diplomacy. Decades of poor investment in health sector. Reasons for poor health services, according to Minister. Police arrest 107 suspected criminals in Kano. Recover 128 live cartridges, guns in Cross River. Then we have CD Uta takes over as AFDB president. Pledges to deepen regional cooperation. We have, again, IPOB disowns Simon Ekpa after 6 years jail term in Finland. We've taken that as well. And finally, alleged 1 billion naira bandits deal. Ribadu Governor Sani tackle El-Rufai.
So let me do the major headline because the FCT boss,
why do you leave it till now?
Weekend boss, he gathered this if at our uncle. He gathered these media people again yesterday. Usually that our under the tree gathering, but this time around in the parlor. And he started to give them updates.
What did he tell them?
You know, of what is happening. Okay. So I think the major highlight of it is the PDP convention coming up in Oyo. Okay. But he did not. He said that convention. They said, what does he think about it? Would lead? He said the convention will have problem because it unresolved problem preceding convention.
Wisdom.
Agreed though. Now he can't take. He used some words to describe the former Labour Party presidential candidate. He says this person is being courted by some members of the PDP to come back to PDP. Okay. Somebody that called saying the party is rotting. Ew. Somebody that was abusing the party, saying it is rotting. So now the party is suddenly good enough for him to come back and contest on this platform. He says he's advising Peter Obi not to come. Okay. If you want to destroy this party, then bring Peter Obi back because everything goes scatter. I say, you never scatter, now you did.
They should go lock the door. They don't want to
as a minister. So he now talked about President Jonathan's courting as well, saying that he trusts the president. Jonathan is a person who is premium on respect, and he does not like disrespect. That he likes the respect he gets by being an international peacemaker that goes around and
so he knows that. So he likes someone that is an international peacemaker,
but he doesn't want to be a peacemaker.
Okay, so quickly, they said no fewer than 107 suspected criminals were arrested in the month of August, just the month of August, by Nigerian police in Kano State.
Wow.
Yes. Yes, and he explained that some of them include armed robbers, kidnapping, human trafficking, theft, that they have 8 armed robbers, 8 suspected kidnappers, 3 human trafficking suspects, 14 suspected drug dealers, 2 suspected motor vehicles, 6 motorcycles, for plenty things, and that they recovered a lot of things from them, guns and stuff. But one that caught my eyes, they said they also recovered 257 bottles of suspected suck and die. I don't know which one is suck and die. And they even POS machines, a lot of things. So they are just urging the residents of the state to sustain their partnership with police and report any suspicious things that they see. Police, well done.
Yeah, thank you, Amaka. That's all we can take in the newspaper for today. Let's go on a short break and we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.